Welcome to Overcoming Fear of Failure. I'm Dan Gonzalez, peak performance coach and the author of the international bestseller in sports psychology and personal success, The Art of Mental Training, a guide to performance excellence, available on Amazon. Our topic today is overcoming fear of failure, and we've got a lot of tools and we've got some suggestions and we've got to have a strategy to deal with this. Let me start you out with something straight out of the book. Ask yourself, what kind of performer are you? What kind of competitor are you? Are you the kind that likes to play it safe and just do okay? Are you the kind who's willing to take a chance and possibly fail in order to accomplish something great? That's really the type of competitor, performer, business person you need to be, because if you're afraid to fail, then you're guaranteeing that you're not going to accomplish your goals. We need to move forward despite any fear of failure. Being afraid to fail actually helps create the conditions that make failure more likely. Causes a lot of problems. Now, in reality, fear of failure is nothing more than a perceived psychological threat to your ego and self-esteem. What typically causes a fear of failure is the state of mind that takes hold when a competitor is afraid of looking bad, or else is such a perfectionist that he becomes overly self-critical. In either case, this internal state holds them back. Now, some of the fear of failure may have its roots in early childhood, and it could be that we have an unconscious limiting belief within our self-belief system. So we can address that through success conditioning mental training programs, and we'll talk about that a little later. But really, there's a lot of tools here that we can use in regards to dealing with this fear of failure. In order to avoid the internal state that causes the fear of failure, psychologically, the performer must first come to look at failure in an entirely different way from most people. They have to learn how to accept that the only way to accomplish anything great is to risk failing at it first. You have to accept that there's going to be occasional failures. You can never hope to get better without occasional failures. Understand that on the path to greatness, some failures are going to take place. But when they do, it's all about how we look at that failure. Mental athletes, they make a conscious decision to learn from that failure rather than abandoning themselves to self-pity. No, look, you have to shut down that destructive voice of internal self-criticism and look at any temporary setback as valuable feedback. Therefore, you learn how to fail constructively. In other words, you won't allow a fear of failure to hold you back from greatness. By learning to look at the occasional failure differently, top competitors, top performers are able to enter into their performance without a fear of failure. And that is critically important. When there is no fear of failure, one gains an important advantage, an advantage that can make all the difference. So, how do we enter into a situation without a fear of failure? How do we overcome a fear of failure? Well, we have all kinds of tools here, and you're going to notice that these tools keep popping up. These are peak performance mental training tools that we can use to overcome all kinds of situations. So we're going to get to those, but look, you have to trust your abilities. That's the first thing. So you have to have done the work. You have to have prepared. Then I want you to understand that you can't be sitting here over analyzing the situation. Now, we're not only talking about performers and athletes and competitors, but we're also talking about students, and we're talking about business people. So keep that in mind as we talk about these things. Now, I want you to, instead of focusing on the outcome and getting nervous about the outcome, which can feed our fear of failure, I want you to think about how well you're going to do and how well you know to do your job and to get out there and focus on your process. This is what you can control. Set some reasonable goals. All right? Goals that are not easy to reach, but are reasonable goals. And then take a look and rationally face your fear. Come to understand what your fear is. Then set a strategy and move forward despite your fear. Now that strategy may be your reasonable goals. Set a strategy and then move forward despite your fear. Remember, setbacks happen. The key is to learn from those setbacks. Let's take a look at this. Now someone is saying, yes, but I'm talking about investing a lot of money in a business venture and I'm afraid of it failing and this or that. Okay, you're either going to work towards your goals or walk away from your goals. So what can I do to help with this fear of failure? You have a plan A. It's well thought out. They're reasonable goals. And then you have a plan B. You've calculated the risk and you've come to understand that if this doesn't go like I want it to, I have a plan B. That helps you manage your fear of failure. Also, as you set your goals, maybe part of your goals in how you are wording them could be, I want this, or I'm going to accomplish this. This is what I'm talking about. And I also want to learn as much as possible along the way. So even if it doesn't come out exactly like you want it, you're not failing at your goal if you're including learning as much as possible along the way. A little psychological twist on the wording of your goals can help you control your fear of failure. Progress in regards to your goals leads to confidence. So we're going to be taking incremental actions and then we're going to get feedback from those actions. They will lead to progress that leads to momentum. You have to have your plan and push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Think of it this way. Failures, temporary setbacks, they're stepping stones to success. They're an opportunity for a great comeback. Turn it around in your head. You have to believe in your goals. Failing happens. It brings you to success. That process is what brings you to success. Embrace the learning and ask yourself, do you really want to achieve these goals that a fear of failure is keeping you from accomplishing? If the answer is, yes, I really do want to accomplish these goals, but I'm stuck, then ask yourself why it's important for you to accomplish these goals and write out a short paragraph explaining to yourself why it's important, what you stand to lose if you don't move forward and accomplish these goals, and why it is that you can, why I can, how I can, why I will accomplish these goals. Get this going inside, internally in your mind. Do what you fear and fear disappears. That's an interesting statement, and I want you to keep that in mind as you start dealing with overcoming this. Now, we've also talked about success conditioning. Remember, some of this fear may be based on an unconscious self-belief system that has a memory from a long time ago that's still affecting us as adults. Success conditioning programs work at the subconscious level to reinforce and fortify our self-belief system, our self-confidence, and improve our results and our performance. You use these for 4 to 6 weeks and you reinforce that foundation of self-belief. That process is going to help you deal with any feelings of failure. Other things that are going to help. Focused breathing. When these doubts start coming in, this is when you kick in these type of tools. Focused breathing helps you get centered and helps you bring your thoughts, bring everything to the present moment. Relaxation skills that you've learned and know how to use on the spot when this anxiety comes up. Visualization skills have to include looking at yourself in your mind's eye and seeing yourself overcoming obstacles, challenges, and setbacks. This type of visualization practice helps you overcome a fear of failure because it creates stronger self-belief and stronger self-confidence. When you're working at whatever it is that you are performing at, stay task focused. Cancel out negativity the instant it comes out. Cancel, replace it with positive self-talk and images. Stay in the present. Have a laser sharp performance focus, and I teach you how to gain that and maintain that in the Performance Edge mental training program that I've created. Stay in the present, performance focus. Understand how to create the ideal performance state. Understand what you're shooting for so that you can stay in the zone. Now here we're talking about performance and competitors. This is the type of stuff that gets us away from a fear of failure. Power talk. I'm ready, I'm calm, I'm focused, I got this, I'm good, I'm fast, I'm strong, whatever it may be, I can handle this, I can manage this, I'm smooth, I'm fast, I'm accurate, I'm in charge, I'm in control. This type of power talk with using these types of tools and skills which you've developed help you overcome the fear of failure that may come in from time to time. So be sure to visit theartofmentaltraining.com, check out the Performance Edge mental training course, learn how to use the body of knowledge.